Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon once again. It is your boy Lewis, and I'm back with another banger with yet another video. So, you know how the saying goes, man. Before I start with this video, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell to get all of the latest news and content that I put up on my channel. I want to thank you, and I appreciate you guys as always, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday afternoon on this day. On to today's story. So I'm watching Undisputed FS1, and the ever so quote unquote objective analyst when it comes to basketball, Mr. Chris Broussard, comes into the studio, and you know how Shannon gets turned on anytime when Broussard comes into the studio, especially when it comes to about his boo thing, Mr. LBJ, LeBron James, because he's always talking. He's always mentioning we, because him and Bron got this thing going on. I'm pretty sure they must be a married couple. I don't know how it's working out with Saban and the kids, but, you know, old Shay Sharp says he got everything all played out, worked out, so he knows what he's talking about, right? But, so the topic brought by Jenny, the moderator, Miss Jenny Taft, tells Broussard they talk about the latest on LeBron's injury. So we know that LeBron and James had got injured on Christmas against the Golden State Warriors, and people have been going back and forth on the reports on how long LeBron is going to be out for. If you put up a quote by LeBron James, as he put on Twitter, as Skip loves to point out every time I quote, he says he dodged a bullet. Sheesh. Dodged a bullet, thinking the man above, and we'll be back in we'll be back in no time. And there's been a lot of back and forth about he was going to miss 3 to 5 games, he was going to miss a week, he was going to be reevaluated in another week. Then he possibly could miss about a month because it went from a groin pull, quote unquote groin strain, when LeBron said here or something popped, to it's now a sports hernia, and that he could possibly miss a month. And then rumor has it that he probably wasn't going to come back until maybe prior or after the All-Star break. So now the Lakers are kind of struggling without him, not completely, but they are struggling. And now they're saying that if LeBron can come back and he can lead the Lakers to a higher seeding and he plays historically incredible after he comes back, that he has a chance to make a case for the MVP. As Chris Broussard likes to say, he said, if LeBron has a chance to come back and lead the Lakers, who are right now hovering around 8th, and then they probably make it to the 4th spot, and then he plays like at a historic pace, I could see that. I could see that having him. That could really make a case for him for the MVP. Because, as Chris Broussard likes to say, I'm gonna have to look into that, because nobody, and this is what he quote unquote what he said, no one historically who's won the MVP has missed at least 15 games and had a case to win the MVP. Nobody's ever done it in the history of the NBA. You see what's happening right there? So if you remember last year, LeBron had never played 82 games at any point in time in his NBA career up until last season, in his 15th season, when MJ played 82 games 9 times in his career, including his last season at age 39, 40 years old. He played all 82 games that year. And he missed 22 games the year before because of his knee injury. Kobe Bryant played 82 games 6 times. 6 times. He almost did it 7 and 8 times. The other 2 times he was close. He played 78 and 80. But yet, we gloated over the fact that LeBron played 82 games for the first time in his career in year 15. And now Broussard is talking about how much mileage LeBron has in his body. You know, he's in his 16th season. I noticed with the amount of mileage that Jordan and Kobe have put into their bodies in terms of their career, nobody really made a big deal about it. But yeah, we're making it a big deal because LeBron is the standard. We set him at such a high standard, but yet it's such a big deal because it's LeBron James, or as many of the LeBron apologists and stands like to go, LeBron freaking James. And now he's been hurt. If he misses plenty of time, so let's say LeBron misses 25 games, so to say, but then LeBron can come back and he leads the Lakers at a historic pace, and they could climb up 4 spots in the Western Conference. Excuse me. That LeBron all of a sudden gets consideration and possibly can win the MVP. No, sir. No. You see what the media is doing once again? They're trying to make another case for the GOAT status. This is what this is all about. This is what this is all about. They're just going to say, oh, you know, it's about this season. Like, we're just focused on this year. We're only talking about this year. Lewis, why are you talking about saying about the GOAT? Nobody mentioned that. Nobody had to. Just listen and watch the agenda. Listen to what these guys talk about. This is all about controlling the narrative. That if LeBron somehow were to come back, even though he missed like a third of the season or a big part of the season, and somehow can have an historic pace in terms of inflating his stats, putting up big-time numbers, and improving the Lakers because they are just useless without him when they have enough talent to win, it's just going to make LeBron's case, and then he could possibly win the MVP. And this is why I said that when Broussard mentions all of this, that dude is no way objective. It's all a fallacy. It's a lie. It's all a lie. Broussard is one of the biggest LeBron fanboys you can ever meet. This guy's from Ohio. James Harden has played pretty much the entire season, and all of a sudden, because of what LeBron does, he gets the MVP over him. All of a sudden. But then this is, once again, this is going to say, look at, and then they're going to go, look how much time LeBron missed. And he was able to lead his team because they were absolutely nothing without him. And look what he did. He led them to the 4th spot. And he was able to put them at the 4th spot in the Western Conference when nobody even thought they'd be a playoff team. And that right there makes him the MVP. Or as LeBron stands would say, or the apologists, LeBron should be the MVP every year. And then you honestly want to wonder why people are losing respect for LeBron James. You want to know why people are saying that LeBron is this and all that. Now, people have their opinions about saying how LeBron sucks or LeBron is a bum or whatever. I'm not going to go that far, but I'm going to say this. LeBron is not as great as he is. He's not. Like I said, he's a great player, but the fact that LeBron has to... It's funny how... You know what's crazy? How LeBron always mentions I, and he says we, but he's hiding the we with the letter I in it, even though you don't spell we with an I. But again, it's like he's saying we to try to make it look like if he really cares and says that, oh, us as a team. No, he's talking about himself. And then Shannon Sharp, his wife, is always saying we, as in we got this. You know, me and Bron talk. Oh, that's right. You guys talk as you guys go to bed together. All right. You know, they've been married for what, 2 or 3 years now? And this is why LeBron is losing respect day by day. And it's not, he's not saying this right now, but the media, and then you guys are going to sit here and say Kevin Durant was wrong when he's absolutely right. But what did that do to the LeBron apologists? They got all triggered. They started making comments like KD's not a top 5 player in the NBA when we know that's not true. They started saying, KD's never going to be LeBron because he's jealous of LeBron. That's not true. As a matter of fact, if he's so jealous of LeBron, why in the last 2 NBA finals, he's won finals on LeBron's watch? You could talk about, because he plays on a great team, but then we're going to ignore the fact that LeBron teamed up with Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love. It's just you want to wipe that under the rug. And the funny thing is that there's no way that Kevin Durant could win the MVP with playing with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. But wait, LeBron won an MVP with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. LeBron James was in the MVP conversation with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. But now Kevin Durant can't do it because he plays with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and the insurmountable 4 All-Stars that they have on their team, and a soon-to-be 5th with DeMarcus Cousins. We don't know what DeMarcus Cousins is going to be when he's healthy. What he does, though, is give them more opportunities in terms of open shots, but we don't know what Cousins is going to be yet. And it's going to take a little bit of time. I'll be surprised if they gel a lot faster with him on the floor, but it's going to take time. But it's like Steph can't win the MVP because he plays with KD. KD can't win the MVP because he plays with Steph Curry. LeBron has won MVPs or has at least been in the MVP conversation top 2 or 3 with multiple All-Stars. And now he's in the conversation. If he misses a chunk of time of the season but can lead them to a 4 spot, he'd be the first player to miss that many games to win an MVP. You see what the media is trying to do? They continue to make this crazy-ass case that LeBron is somehow the GOAT. And I keep telling you, if LeBron, along with the media, have to work this hard to push the agenda that LeBron is the greatest thing to ever happen on God's green earth, he's not that great. And, oh my God, but you guys are hating on LeBron. Lewis, you hate LeBron. No. I hate the fans that constantly just suck on his nuts and make excuses for him. That's what I can't stand. Oh, but you guys make excuses for Kobe Bryant. Oh, you guys make excuses for Michael Jordan. But you notice, though, that at times the fans are the ones that make excuses, but at least Jordan and Kobe, they were men. They accepted responsibility. Tell me this question. What responsibility has LeBron really ever accepted in his life? Really, tell me. What has he? It's not trying to be disrespectful, but it's like I've seen LeBron's career from the very beginning, and it's like I've seen the BS that he's done. And I'm going to go through it again. For those who just choose not to understand. He quit on his team in 2010 against the Boston Celtics when they had a 2-1 lead. He had to be sedated after finding out about this alleged rumor that Delonte slept with his mom. Now, I'm not saying that wouldn't upset anybody, but you still got to be a professional at the end of the day. And I said this back in 2009, the year before, when LeBron won the MVP. He got upset. I'm telling you again, the Magic were a good team. But again, LeBron lost to them in 6 games when they were the favorites to beat them with just Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was the only All-Star on that team. Jameer Nelson was hurt. He made the All-Star team, but he was hurt. LeBron was the MVP, and people were saying that he was going to reign in the NBA. And not only did they get upset, and I said this already in a previous video, that LeBron did not shake anyone's hand, so he showed no sportsmanship, and he went to the locker room, and he didn't talk to the media for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. David Stern called him out, and he fined him and told him he had to speak to the media. He missed 2 weeks not speaking to the media because of how upset he was. He quit on his team in the last 3 games of the 2010 conference semis against Boston. And people keep rating Boston as if they're this crazy super team, but they struggle just to get 1 championship. People are making it seem like if the Boston Celtics went to the NBA Finals every single year, when they only went twice and they only won 1 championship. They almost got 2, but Boston only got 1. The very next year, Boston got knocked off in the second round. 2012, they got knocked off in the Eastern Conference Finals in 7 games. But my point is, Boston didn't make it to the finals after 2010. They didn't win after 2008. So when you look at it, and LeBron and company beat a much older Boston team, none of those guys were in their prime. And that's what continues to kill me, but yet you keep making these cases of how LeBron should have been the 2011 MVP when Dwayne Wade was the best player on the team. LeBron may have had the better numbers, but he was not the best player that year. Derrick Rose, again, did it with much less help. He deserved the MVP. I don't care what anybody says. 2011 Derrick Rose, if he was playing in today's NBA with how improved he is right now, with the mentality he has now and more mature, Derrick Rose will arguably be the best player in the NBA at his size. And he had a case for the MVP, and he deserved his MVP award. No one expected the Bulls to be a powerhouse in the Eastern Conference, and they won 62 games. And Rose played most of the season, just like LeBron. But LeBron had a better team, and they underachieved. They were picked to win 70 games, and they won 58. And they got off to a slow start. Nobody's saying that things don't happen when you get off to slow starts and chemistry's not great. But when you have expectations and you don't live up to them, are you truly deserving of something if you don't live up to expectations? Absolutely not. But yet LeBron is going to, if he misses a chunk of time, you mean to tell me if he just brings the Lakers back up, that he deserves to be the MVP, he deserves to win the MVP? He deserves to have some consideration, but I will not have him as the MVP, especially when he missed a lot of games. Like, this is what's ridiculous. And people need to stop this nonsense. It's just nonsensical. But you guys want to sit here and be like, and Broussard, being the fanboy that he is, I'm telling you, he low-key wants LeBron to win the MVP. He doesn't want him to miss time. He wants the Lakers to go on a crazy run. And I'm telling you right now, the Lakers, they have to make a move, honestly. Because their current team, they may be a playoff team, just with LeBron helping them get there, but they're not gonna win in the Western Conference. When some of these teams get their act together, because teams are going to be busy at the trade deadline, hopefully, and teams start to get their players healthy, the matchups are not going to look good in favor of the Lakers because they need shooting, and you need shooting in the postseason. So that's the problem. This is why I don't have LeBron as an MVP. It's no disrespect to him, but it's like he's not playing right now. And then you want to put all these scenarios like no one and that's the thing. Broussard just said it. LeBron, and he's like, if LeBron doesn't miss less than 15 games, he's just said no MVP in NBA history has missed more than 15 games in their MVP season. But yet LeBron is going to be the first one to win that. And this is the reason why I'm going to continue to spread this message. You guys are honestly delusional. Like I said, man, it's like when you just look at the topic. I remember people were complaining about how LeBron should have been the MVP last year. I said LeBron didn't deserve to be the MVP. Like, you can't just look at the numbers. What happened that season? LeBron had a good enough roster to win. He quit on them when they were struggling, and they had to trade the whole team. But look what LeBron had to do. LeBron was trying to out-chess Dan Gilbert again, and he got out-chessed. That's what happened. That's why LeBron didn't have a case for MVP. In 2017, the Cavaliers' defense got bad, especially in the second half of the season. You're the best team every single year. Yet you choose to coast, but LeBron deserves to be the MVP. No. And that's what's so idiotic about the fan base. It's like they could do all that, but LeBron deserves the MVP because of the numbers. Like, the MVP really has no meaning right now. It doesn't have a meaning at this point. But then you could say, oh, that's why they need that. That's why, LeBron should get the MVP. You notice the LeBron James system, the system, is why I keep telling you that LeBron always has the case for the MVP. Steph Curry does have a system, but he did it in a team ball. He did it in a team game with ball movement. He had an incredible season. And they're going to say LeBron deserved the MVP over Steph Curry. The brother had a 50-40-90 averaging 30. First player in NBA history to average 30 on a 50-40-90. Hit 402 threes, led the team to 73 wins. If I remember correctly, LeBron was pissed off that the Warriors got off to a 24-0 start that year. And he was upset about why guys weren't playing to the level that the Warriors were playing at. And the thing was, the Warriors were actually, I'm not making excuses. Steve Kerr says that they were burned out because they were pushing for the record, but honestly, that's on him. You still got to play at the end of the day. And you have to remember, the Warriors could have won 73 games, but the season doesn't continue. Once it's the playoffs, it's 0-0. Because I remember how the Cavs were struggling. Oh, don't worry, man. You know, playoff LeBron's going to show up. Playoff LeBron shows up. Look what LeBron had to do and this and all. And I'm just like, yo, stop, man. Stop. So, no, I don't think LeBron is the MVP right now. And the thing is that this is why I feel like there's just some conspiracy theory going on with LeBron's injury that I'm not buying. This dude has to be faking his injury. And he's just looking at, I'm telling you, LeBron is an opportunist. He's going to pick a time to come back, and he's probably going to be to the point where the Lakers are so used to, see, because this is what LeBron does too. Like, he's trying to make it as if these players are too dependent on him because they can't play without him, but that's due to the system. That's not due to LeBron. Don't get me wrong, you need LeBron out there. He's your best player. But at the same time, it's like you got to see how a team performs without him when they're actually playing a system. And that has never been the case with LeBron teams. That's why when people always come with that, yo, you be coming up with stacks without context about how a team is 4-23 without him and stuff like that. You got to look at the roster, you got to look at the team, and you got to look at what system am I playing. Am I playing your system where you eat, or are we playing in a team game where everybody eats? That's what you need to understand. So, no, I don't think LeBron is the MVP right now. He's having a very good season, but he's not the MVP right now. The MVP right now is James Harden. It's James Harden, you got Giannis, and you got Kawhi. Those are my top 3 MVP candidates right now. And like I said, you could even put KD and Steph in there. It's just the problem is, again, the media is biased, and they can't stand the Warriors because their boo LeBron is not dominating this era. But with the statistics combined with the accolades in winning rings and more finals MVPs, to say he not only he dominated this era, this weak-ass era, weaker than yesteryear's NBA, but that he is better than Michael Jordan. And I'm going to say it again, what Michael Jordan accomplished in his career in just one season alone, the 88 season, there's just no way, there's no way that with what Michael Jordan did in the 88 season, and I don't need to say it because I mentioned already what he did, and pretty much everybody knows what he did, that LeBron's not going to come close to that. But like I said, this is all an agenda, and I'm sorry. I don't want to believe it, but I think he's milking his injury. But anywho, those are my thoughts on it. I think Broussard and Shannon are full of it, honestly, just for their bull thing, LeBron. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about what I had to say. But once again, this is Lewis checking in with yet another video. I appreciate, love all you guys. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that noti bell. And once again, I want to wish you guys nothing but the best. Thank you. I love you guys. And I wish everybody a wonderful and safe, happy day. Once again, this is Louis Velez checking out. Once again, man. Peace.